Hey everybody, so we got Wandering Woodsman back over here. We are here at Union Canal Tunnel Park. They're having what's called Union Canal Days. They do it the third, I believe, weekend of May is when they normally do it. So they do have canal boat rides here right now. I think it started at 10. It's about 10:20 right now, but they have a bunch of other events. So we're going to check out. Maybe even stop at a couple of the historic markers that talk about the Union Canal, and then it's supposed to have some kind of like medieval, maybe even like jousting type thing. I don't know when that is, if that's tomorrow. We missed that, but we'll see what they have to offer here and just sort of show you some of these cool like little festival type things, events that they have locally at these different historical locations. And once again, getting to film with Cliff. I don't know if Lewis is going to be here or not, but he did come here last year. I guess last year was really hot. So this year it's nice and sort of cool. So let's go check out and see what there's here. So there we have the Wandering Woodsman. Heading up here into where the first tents and events and things like that are. And we'll see what is all here. I think it looks like they have, does that look like Civil War? Yeah, so we'll check that out. Hopefully the JBT truck won't run us over. And in one fell swoop, the hometown historian and the Wandering Woodsman's lives were ended, trying to bring you more content.
Gotta go sometime.
Yeah, might as well get run over by the JBT truck.
Yeah. I wish we had a third rifle.
So here you have like
And then we could put a...
muskets and very cool encampment here. We'll get out of the way of these people here just quick.
Happening, it's gonna happen yet today. There are quite a few like vendors and stuff going on. Oh yeah. We'll check that out.
So, you said you had come here before they had Civil War enactments
Yeah, they had,
here?
like, a battle down there and stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, we used to... This was one of the better events in our regiment. It wasn't a regimental event, but all the guys in the regiment liked it because it was small. It was quiet, what we call the mom and pop one.
Yeah.
Where you go to Gettysburg, where, you know, all it is the big money maker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like 2 or 3 years ago they had like a big reenactment here.
Well, yeah.
Not big
Well,
one,
COVID
but-
killed us.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, that's what killed us and stuff. We used to host this. We used to host this event.
Okay.
And because we're actually, when Coleman, the guy that owned the Coleman Church or whatever, had the Coleman Church, he actually financed the 93rd.
Okay.
Now the 93rd goes anywhere from, you had a regiment in like Lebanon, Dauphin County, Schuylkill County, as far as, you know, so. Yeah, there's a lot of history in this little. I mean, if you ever go to the museum there in town?
Lebanon County Historical
Yeah,
Society.
yeah.
I've been there, but I haven't gone through the museum yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of 93rd stuff in here.
That was the one that the Colemans put together,
Yeah,
correct? Yeah, the volunteer.
Yeah, the PBI.
Yeah.
I mean, he was from Philadelphia, I think, Philadelphia area.
Yeah.
And when he would come up by train to Lebanon, they would have, you know, some Civil War guys, and plus the Perseverance Band. They would actually march him through town.
Oh, wow.
And he would be on the coach, and he had, so. Yeah, the guy on the end, he's a big historian, and so is the guy with the, I mean, everybody has their little knickknacks and stuff. So.
Yeah. So this is the 93rd Regiment. This is just some of the uniforms, your bags, your hat, your muskets. You get to see how cool that is. And there you had the bayonet. Just something very, very neat about this bit of history and the efforts that these guys all put into doing this.
Hi guys,
Hey.
thanks for coming down.
Here's some more, like the sword, just the different, like the pistols there. This is how it would have been. You can see a beautiful flag here waving to the 93rd Regiment. That was, once again, that was something that, especially I believe it was Deborah Coleman was behind. They were the ones that we talked about. Their son James is the one that passed away, and they had that baptistry at St. Luke's that was made, the face was made off of his death mask, and then the Coleman Memorial Chapel over in Brickerville was in the dedication to their son James Coleman. But the gentleman there was talking about G. Dawson Coleman before he passed away, and they funded, and Deborah Coleman was the one that sort of was raising money for that regiment. And that regiment was also the one thing that, talk to Cliff here, Charles Drews from the Blue-Eyed Six was in the 93rd Regiment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's one of the, like I said, the Blue-Eyed Six. He was the guy that was the original guy that was hired to murder Joseph Raber. But he fought at the Battle of Gettysburg. Now, as Cliff and I were there, we were trying to look for the name, but we had to look, next time we go back, we look exactly where his name is, and then you can find it. Because there's a guy that somehow is in my family's relation, that he was on the back right corner post. Okay. I forget what his name was, but my dad would always, when we went there, he would always look for that name. And he was in, I think, one of the cavalry regiments at Gettysburg. But Charles Drews was 93rd Regiment here, Pennsylvania Volunteers.
Wow.
So we got the 4-H Jerry Club and some moo-moos here. And my favorite, so this is the ones that, if you don't know it, folks, this is where chocolate milk comes from.
Actually, they did a survey, and I forget what percentage of people think that chocolate
milk comes from the brown cows or the ginger cows. Hey, Joe Ellen, how are you doing?
How about you?
Doing well.
Good to see you.
Yep. Appreciate everything that you do. Yep. They have the Scottish guys, they call them coos. There's one funny, he's like, they like the ginger coos. I got some piggies over here too. Pot-bellied pigs. I remember Cliff had a pot-bellied pig. He's not a very happy guy. Remember the pot-bellied pig that you had?
Wilbur.
Yeah, Wilbur. He was an angry pig. He had an infatuation with the one stump too.
And several of the goats.
Yeah, they did not enjoy the attention. Here looks like we have some more people that are like reenactors, more medieval age, I would assume. We'll check that out then. They're actually gonna have a band play then. Oh, there's actually 3 of them.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
Pot-bellied pigs. They're all dolled up. All right, yeah. Kinds of toys for the piggies to play. You got the Boy Scouts. I had to sit down here for a while because my back was going out. The last gentleman that was talking for a little while. Cliff escaped. I didn't. He left me behind.
Got John away now.
Well, gee, I'm way
Some cool old instruments, because music played a big role in canal life. It was the way that they entertained themselves, because it was a very slow, I mean, you think about it, you're moving very, very slowly through the canal, and there was a lot of boats. What was there, like 100 and some boats that were registered? It was a lot that were in the days of when the Union Canal heydays. Here's some really beautiful pictures here of canal life and the boats, and then the different instruments like the banjo and the guitar, probably a Gibson, being as a local. And you see some of the maps here of the different canals. It's upside down, but here you see some of the really cool. You can go ahead, Cliff. There's a harmonica. It's just so neat here. This is what the Union Canal Days is about, is the canal right here.
I turned it off. Good.
You see how cool that is.
Okay, so after they're done, I'll do, do your show. Yeah. And then later.
So we're going through here. This is once again JBT's 100 Jonestown Bank. I trust 150th anniversary We'll go and check out some of these other tents over here that we sort of passed by. We're going down to here. You got Froggy Valley is here. It was cool to see Joellen Litz here. She's one of the Lebanon County commissioners. She's very involved with these different things they have. If you want to throw a ball at the poor CEO, I'm not going over and hugging him. He's waving.
Go and hug Froggy.
Cliff, some reason, has an infatuation with wanting to hug.
I just want you to.
He really wants to hug you. I'm not hugging the frog. Yeah, he does. He likes you.
I'm trying to get John to go to hug the frog.
No.
Yeah, see, he wants to. He's waving to you.
No.
Hug the frog.
All right, come on. Let's get a nice hug here. Yeah. All right. But yeah, so Cliff got his way. I hugged the frog. It was rather emotional. Surprised Paul isn't out here. Paul Stoffer. He works for Jonestown. It did. I'm not afraid of my masculinity like Cliff is.
I get it, bro. I get it. Maybe he is here somewhere.
He might be.
Yeah, no, it's not really his thing.
It's one of the guys we were talking about works for Jonestown Bank and Trust that we went to school with. I went to church with Paul and his wife. And there's Joellen Litz again. So I think this is where you sort of have the games and things like that. Now, Cliff, you need to go over and get your face picture. Yeah. No? Cliff refused it. I don't know. I think it's supposed to be the strong man. Strong man or the weird guy with the bike. So this is definitely one of those cool things that if you ever get a chance, they have it every single year, third weekend of May, and then they start getting the canal boat going again, so you can experience that. We experienced the first part of that on the channel. I'd like to do the tunnel part back and forth because she does such an awesome job with that. It'd just be cool to be able to experience that with you guys so you can hear the story of the canal, and she makes history come alive. Here we got a petting zoo with a number of goats and a camel. I assume like a little donkey. There's a very happy fellow over there.
I might want a picture of the camel.
Yeah. So you can see all the cool stuff. There's a little bit more here, I think, than there normally is, just because of Jonestown Bank and Trust funding all this. So it's just really cool just seeing this being at one of these little festival type things, Union Canal Days. Cliff got up and close with the camel. They even kissed a little bit. He'll deny it, but you know, I saw it.
I know, we're gonna go over there right now.
This is another one of the cool things here. They have some girls playing flute, doing some music. I know like one of the bands is supposed to be here later.
Up next, this Irish washerwoman. Here, down the page.
So this is why we're here. This is for the Union Canal Days. This is the Union Canal itself. This is where they have the boat come up, and it's actually coming. It might be going away right now. I don't know. It looks like it's moving away, but anyways, this is the Union Canal. They have the tour boat that goes out. It's pretty cool. We went on this already before. We do want to go on it again because we want to do the thing again for the through the actual Union Canal Tunnel. But very, very cool. They have a bunch of food trucks up here, and
There's some kind of big tent down there.
yeah, we'll have to check out that down there and see what that is. But cool. And the whole reason for Union Canal Tunnel Park is the Union Canal Tunnel, which we visited on several occasions. This is the monument here. It is designated a National Historic Civil Engineering Landmark in 1970. This tunnel is the oldest existing transportation tunnel in the United States. At the time of its construction, it was considered a work almost unknown in this country. Dug through the ridge dividing the waters at Aquitapahilla Creek and Clark's Run, the tunnel was originally 720 feet long. Drilling was done by hand and blasting with gunpowder through the, I'm not even going to try, the slate rock with veins of hard flinty limestone 80 feet below the summit of the ridge. Progress of the work was 5 yards lineal per week. Work began May 1825 and was completed June 1827 at a total cost of $30,464.29. The tunnel's length was reduced to 600 feet during the canal enlargement in 1858 at a cost of $8,280. Simon Guilford, we actually have a street here in Lebanon called Guilford Street, was the engineer in charge with John B. Ives as contractor. And the first boat to pass through this tunnel was the Alpha of Tulpahawken, which is Myerstown, today on June 12, 1827, and boats were pulled through the tunnel against the ceiling while mules were led over the top of the ridge. Hey everybody, so this will be it for the video. This was the Saturday. I guess on Sunday they have a bunch of other really cool things that they do as well. We've been here for a couple of hours and got to see and experience what they all have here. We didn't go on the boat tour because I want to go on that at a separate time because just how much energy I have and my back's sort of giving me a little bit of a time. But it was a lot of fun. It was really cool. It was a cool event to come to. So, you know, every single year they do this, the Union Canal Days here on the 3rd weekend in May on the first that Saturday and that Sunday. So they're going to have a bunch of other cool things then tomorrow as well on Sunday, including I think it's like a medieval jousting and some really cool stuff like that. But COVID sort of knocked stuff down, I guess, a little bit with how much is here, because even with the food trucks there weren't a ton here. But it's a really cool event. Jonestown Bank and Trust had quite a bit of stuff, a lot of games. It's a cool family event to bring your kids to, and so because they can have all kinds of cool experience, face painting, all kinds of carnival games, those types of things. And me and Cliff both got to, well, Cliff technically gave a half hug to the froggy frog. I gave it a full-on hug, so a little braver than Cliff. So thanks everybody as always, and we will see you all about town.